It's finally here. College football is back. And while Week 0 of the 2025 FBS season may not have all the star power of some weeks to come, it sure did deliver on excitement with plenty of big plays, turnovers, and yes, even some that had playoff implications. Our main event took place in Dublin, Ireland, where the 17th-ranked Kansas State Wildcats took on the 22nd-ranked Iowa State Cyclones in the Aer Lingus College Football Classic. We Lions get to that one right after we hear about all the other games that got the season kicked off on Thursday. There were 7 total games on the slate, with some interesting matchups to say the least. In the opener, the Idaho State Bengals met the UNLV Rebels in Las Vegas. Can you say upset? The Bengals won 24-21. Then in the second game of the day, the Fresno State Bulldogs took on the Jayhawks in Lawrence, Kansas. The Bulldogs came out on top in that one, winning 38-35. Back to the mainland now, where the Sam Houston Burkitts and the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers squared off in a non-conference matchup that was a lot closer than expected. Western Kentucky squeaked out a 24-21 win over the Burkitts. On the West Coast, the Stanford Cardinal battled the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors under the island lights. That one went down to the wire, with the Cardinal prevailing 31-28. The nightcap in Atlanta featured the MEAC vs. SWAC Challenge, where the North Carolina Central Eagles took on the Southern University Jaguars. It was the Jaguars who won that one handily 42-14. Now let's head back over to Dublin for the full breakdown of our main event. If you looked at this matchup on paper, you might have thought that the 22nd-ranked Cyclones would roll past the 17th-ranked Wildcats. And after the way the first quarter played out, it seemed like you might be right. Iowa State struck first when quarterback Rocco Becht connected with Dominic Overby for a 22-yard touchdown pass. After forcing a punt from the Wildcats, the Cyclones got the ball back and marched down the field once again. A trick play fooled the Kansas State defense and set up Iowa State at the goal line. Becht punched it in himself on the next play, and suddenly the Cyclones had an early 14-0 lead. To make matters worse for Kansas State, they fumbled an Iowa State punt deep inside their own territory, and the Cyclones recovered. Let's talk briefly about what else happened around the country on Thursday. UNLV nearly pulled off the upset of the day, but ultimately fell to Idaho State 24-21. The Bulldogs won their season opener 38-35 over the Jayhawks. It was a back-and-forth affair that came down to the wire, but Fresno State prevailed. No, 19 Oregon also had a scare, but they managed to pull away from Portland State late for a 34-20 win. Miami edged out the visiting Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 21-16, and no, 15 Tennessee Tech dominated their season opener against Austin Peay, winning 49-14. What does it all mean? Not much in the grand scheme of things, but it was certainly fun to see college football back on our screens. Let the debate rage on about whether or not the regular season is better or the playoffs are better. All I know is that I can't wait for more highlights, more live updates, and more unforgettable moments as we inch closer and closer to crowning a national champion. And hey, don't forget, this season is a big one for college football. The 12-team college football playoff continues in its second year, but with a new format. There are no longer automatic byes for the top 4 seeds. Instead, the top 5 conference champions earn automatic spots. So every game really will matter. Texas is the preseason favorite. They claimed the #1 ranking in the Associated Press Top 25 poll, with Penn State and Ohio State close behind. Powerhouse programs like Alabama and Georgia are on the rise, and fresh faces are ready to make an impact. The 2025 season promises to be one of the most thrilling in recent memory, so buckle up and get ready.